Hello and welcome. I'm Master Lama Rasaji, and this is our Saturday edition of Rasaji Speaks. Don't forget, today after the gathering at 4 o'clock Eastern Time, the early bird special of the live streaming in Tucson will change in price. Also, if you go ahead and get that, you're going to get 20% more content than we've ever broadcast before, which is Lama G's free Tai Chi Gong class that lasts about an hour and a half. And a lot of people, especially teachers, say that's the most profound Tai Chi Gong class that happens because of all the extra things we share in there. So think about it. You're getting it 20% off and you're getting 20% more content on top. And that honors the fourth pillar of the science of abundance. Today's message is why study Proverbs from the Bible? Why study Proverbs from the Bible? Let's see here. You know, some of the most common sayings in the world that people take for granted, the things you grew up knowing and hearing from your mom and dad and friends, they don't realize it came from Proverbs, right? Let me give you an example. Many hands make light work, Light. Strike while the iron is hot. We've all heard that one, right? Honesty is the best policy. The grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. Don't judge a book by its cover. An apple a day keeps the doctor away, and better late than never at all. Proverbs states unexplicably very early in the book, fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Fear of the Lord refers to our viewing of him and the respect he deserves. Remember, the translations from Aramaic to Judea to Latin and then into the King's English, fear is not like, oh, I'm afraid. It's in awe of God. So the respect is totally right on. In order to receive properly, you have to put yourself in your place to put yourself in God's place. In other words, will you empty your cup to be filled it up again? And would you humbly do so before? Proverbs gives us insights that apply to the daily life. It's really powerful when you think about that. Proverbs and the Psalms are two powerful books that definitely deserve to be studied. Proverbs is one for every day of the month. It's not a bad idea to tune into that. I think I'm going to review that myself. How about you? Hit us up in the comment section of how you feel about Proverbs and look at how it applies to our lives today, even in 2025. You see, truth is truth, number one, no matter who says it, no matter the vehicle, as Bo Yang used to say. But it's also what they call evergreen. It means forever. Forever truth is true. Proverbs and the Psalms probably hit home, in my opinion, in the biggest way of how truth really, truly is evergreen. It's amazing, right? Don't judge a book by its cover. That is something that we can work with at COC, and the whole rest of the world can work with. I don't think there's the racist issues that people talk about, but I do think that a lot of times we do judge a book by its cover, or maybe a man and woman by their appearance. God didn't and doesn't, right? He didn't in the past, he doesn't now, and will not in the future, right? At the same time, by following the passageways of Proverbs again, you start to learn to yield to the true teachings. In other words, you have to put your heart, your soul, and your mind in the best way to be teachable. If we're a know-it-all, how are we going to learn anything at all? I know it all. Abba speaking to me all the time, or Jesus speaking to me. Do you know it's Abba? Do you really know it's Jesus? How do you know? Right? How do you know? How do you know the difference between your emotional qualms and the intuition of God that finds him or herself a lot of times with the synchronicity and the frequency of the divine itself? How do you? Hit me up in the comment sections. I'm very grateful to be able to see a lot of you soon. We're coming up on the week of a tour. And as you know, the team starts to shift. Don't forget, Andy, Lynette, and all the people, Raquel, everybody shifts into tour mode going into the tour. Coming up this week, there'll be no gathering, there'll be no PFL, and there'll be no live training, which is more the reason to go ahead and get that. Because if you're live streaming now before the end of today, then you're going to still get live training Friday and all day Saturday. It's really something to think about. Arrive alive in 25. That's what we did. As we say in Tibet, Baraka Bashai to you and to your glorious family. I will be here bright and early on Monday, and I hope you are too.